You haven't pounded your head against the wall enough lately? Feel like you need to crack your skull? Well, W807 Studio in Chicago, Illinois would like to proudly present a special podcast, blog from GABA. Just to make sure you really do crack your skull against the wall. We're going to give you a reason to. And now for the #1 reason to crack your skull against the wall with GABA and his blog.
Alright, hello Chicagoland, this is GABA, and you're listening to me right here on W807, 1710 AM here in Chicago, Illinois. Today's blog is going to be a bit controversial, especially to some populace who may be listening to this. However, I'd ask you to please keep an open mind. And with that being said, you know, this is going to definitely raise some temperatures. It's definitely going to upset some people, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be saying stuff like, you shouldn't be on the airwaves with this kind of stuff. You shouldn't be saying this kind of stuff. And that's totally understandable. And when we get back from the break, we will, I'll tell you the subject matter, and we'll get into it right here on W807, 1710 AM Chicago.
Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised. Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised. Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised. Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
We're back from the break. I'm GABA. You're listening to W807, 1710 AM, Chicago, Bridgeport, Chinatown, Lincoln Park, and other great cities here in Chicagoland. Okay, today's subject matter is immigration. It's a pretty heated subject. There's some groups probably listening right now here in Chicagoland think that, you know, oh no, immigration. Here we go, you know, we're going to be gunning for the Latino, group here in Chicago. And that's not the case in point at all. Today, what I'd like to talk about is other than Latinos and Mexicans. There are a bunch of other groups, just besides, Latinos, who come into this country illegally. There's things that they do, and places that they, go to here in the United States, and we know that they're there. However, we haven't made a broad enough or even a big enough effort to go after them. Instead, here recently, here on the internet, there was 7 websites that was shut down by immigration due to the fact that, well, I don't know. It was a place where you could go to download movies. Basically, in the movie industry, things on the other side of the planet, they're a day ahead of us. So they get to watch a movie premiere before we do. So what they do is, some cat goes in with a video camera and records a movie, and he puts it on the net, and then we get to watch it over here, probably the same day. So, immigration comes in, and we're shutting down this website, due to illegal immigration. Whoa, wait a minute. When did immigration become the internet cops? I mean, what the hell's going on here? I mean, honestly, man, I'm paying my taxpayer money to, keep out this guy and that guy, because they didn't go through the proper channels and whatnot. So that way they're allowed to stay here. They ain't got a passport. They ain't got a visa. They ain't got a worker's permit. They ain't got this. They ain't got that. But, no, meanwhile, back at the ranch, the immigration instead is going after, Mr. whatever from Russia, and he's gonna bust him because he's downloading movies on the internet illegally. Come on, guys, give me a break. This is a waste of time, and it's a waste of my money. It's a waste of your money too. And honestly, if you ain't hopping mad about this, then you should be. We need to seriously take a look at what all immigration laws there are already on the books, not making new ones, but make ones, actually the ones that are on the books, make them stick. And even though we may hurt some feelings of our neighbors across the border, including Canada, then we need to take a really long, hard look. Now, we're either A, gonna let all these illegal immigrants come in and say, you know what, the ones that are here, it's okay, man, but now you gotta pay taxes, or B, we're gonna have to round them up and ship them all back. Either way, we're gonna have to do one or the other, and no one seems to really clearly have a right idea. Now, I've been looking here on the net here lately. I've been kind of looking at different stuff that might be kind of interesting. Something that maybe some facts and figures per se, as I adjust my mic and make a whole bunch of noise here. Here's a fact for you. More than 47,600 illegal border crossers from countries other than Mexico, also called, or aka, OTM, has been caught in South Texas this year alone. But 42,000, or more than 88%, have been promptly released, and most have simply melted into our society, failing to show up for required immigration court hearings, according to the Texas governor's office. Alarmed, the OTMs from not only Central America, but also such nations as Syria, Yemen, Iraq, are being freed. Texas lawmakers last year demanded that, at the time, that the Bush administration do something, and unfortunately not a damn thing was done. So, I'm going to ask you guys this question here. What do you think should be done? How do we deal with this problem? Because, certain said person comes over here on a work visa, and, just one day they decide, you know what? I don't want to go back to the office. I don't want to sign back up. I don't want to go through all the rigmarole and all that good stuff. Well, you know what? I hate to tell you, dude, you're breaking the law. That's all there is to it. It's no different than, if I was speeding down the street. I'm breaking a law. And if you're going to live here, you got to follow the rules, just like anywhere else. That'd be like if somebody came into your house, man, and started, trashing the place. You wouldn't want that to happen. Your rules of the house are pretty clear. Well, this is our house, and anybody living here in our house has to follow by our rules. It's really simple. And, people, they try to make it out to be something that it really isn't. They try to say, oh man, you're being racist because, you're picking on this person, or you're being racist because you're going after this group. That's not the case in point at all. The case in point is that everyone else had to follow the law. So should you. And here's another point, and I know for a fact this is gonna really tick off the Latino community. Brazilian, Chinese, Pakistanians, and many others are joining the tide of Mexicans who sneak across the border every day. OTMs include people all over the world, from South America, the Middle East, the Caribbean, and a number of other countries. In 2001, 5,251 OTMs were caught crossing over the Mexican border, and the number was more than 35,000. In the first 8 months of the fiscal year, it's up to 70,000 already. That's 230 people a day, and they're only, getting caught. Hundreds more make it across undetected, experts believe. Now, here's the thing that really kind of upsets people, man. If they're Latino or Mexican and they're sneaking across the border, they get sent back to the border right away. However, if you're not Mexican or an OTM, then you're allowed to stay here, but you have to have a summons to court. That's messed up. hardcore.